business and
No, because I'm a Michigan farmer.
Yeah,
so I
right.
don't pay attention to the, you know what I mean?
Well, we got some nice blues music on, which can stay on. This is right.
The
Yes, you can talk too. This is the risk with Lynn.
I see. So,
Always.
I mean, organics
touchy.
is.
Look at-
it's
I'll
the
let you
only
ride
thing
with
that,
that.
like, I can just follow up.
Yeah.
I can talk about the restaurant, but the restaurant, if you would rather.
No, I like the non self. I think the educational part is better. And 5, 4, 3. All right, that was Mr. Eric Guitar Davis, and probably I'll get some other names from our guests when they get up here. Before we have Eric's brother and another person coming up with Holly and maybe Lynn, a whole crowd of folks, I thought I'd grab our Tom Rosenfeld, who's here in the audience as he normally is, usually back in the office tearing his hair out. No,
I
his hair is
still
in
have some
fine
hair.
shape here. Tom Rosenfeld, welcome to Live from the Heartland.
Thank you, Katie.
I'm glad you're here, and glad you're here to step up and step in. We don't get a chance to do this because normally it's Michael and I up here, and, you know, between Michael and I, we talk a lot.
You do?
Indeed. So one of the things that was on my mind when I talked to the candidate a little while ago was the Monsanto question, and I told him we'd be happy to educate him on that a little further. But you have been really bringing up the quality and the presence of organics here in the restaurant, but also I know you're involved with the effort to bring a co-op to Rogers Park, co-op grocery.
Sure.
As well. But I think we depend on you to tell us about organics and where it's at and what's available and, you know, what's important about that now.
Sure. Well, I think, first of all, if we can talk a little about Monsanto, and I'm not going to get into Monsanto and the law, etc. One of the underpinnings of organics is the use of non-GMO seeds. The non-GMO seeds, of course, is the cornerstone of Monsanto's seed business. Monsanto and the top, call it 5 seed producers in the world, right now control somewhere around 60 to 70% of seed stock worldwide.
Now wait, let me ask you, you just said Monsanto is the big percentage of non-GMO?
No.
Of GMO seeds.
So they control GMO
Okay.
seed stock.
I
And the seed stock that's controlled worldwide is really a threat to us. You know, I don't want to understate it, but I don't want to overstate it. It's a threat to humanity. We have a majority of our seed stock being controlled by large corporations.
Right.
So what the organic movement can mean to a lot of people, it means a lot of different things. One of the things it means is humans, people, us farmers, controlling our own seed stock. Because part of being organic in the National Organic Program, if you're certified organic, you are using non-GMO seeds. It is one of the I don't know what you call it,
cornerstones.
the bright line difference between
Right.
organic and non-organic. So anytime you're eating organic food, you know that it was grown with a non-GMO seed. When I, as a farmer, go to buy seed, I have to get a certified non-GMO seed stock.
Right, which I should have introduced you as a farmer, Michigan farmer. I always assume our listeners know everything about us, but Tom, of course, is the majority partner of the Heartland Cafe and also the farmer from Earth First Farms in Michigan.
Earth First Farms, ding
Yeah,
ding.
the
Earth
great-
First Farms, certified organic fruits and vegetables in
Yes.
Southwest Michigan.
Yes, and in the summertime, he loves walking into the restaurant with fresh pulled vegetables on his shoulder that are going to go right into the kitchen and right into your food.
You know,
so-
I'm staring outside the window right now and seeing a picture of corn on the wall
right.
over a snow-covered car. So it's kind of nice to think about what it's going to be like again in the summer. We'll come
Amen.
in with our tomatoes and cucumbers and basil and all that other good stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So supporting organics and eating organics is good for you. It's good. It's healthy. It's it's something that's good for our own person, but it's really good for the planet for a number of reasons. One of the most important right now is when you are buying organics, you're supporting non-GMO seeds.
So if I'm talking to some of my relatives,
Yeah.
and I'm saying to them, eating organics is good for you, they're like, says who?
Okay, well, we could start there. I mean,
It's the short answer is like it doesn't have the poisons in them for starters.
So FDA says who? You just have to look hard. They don't like to come out and say it, but they have their studies that show the number of pesticides and things like neurotoxins that are involved in conventionally grown fruit that are not in organic fruit.
Right.
And it's there. It's just not exactly spoon-fed.
Exactly.
And the media kind of seems to not be that excited about that.
The media asleep at the wheel
Yeah, well.
on a lot of this.
Well, but your trusty, sturdy, organic farmers across the country are not asleep at the wheel.
Right.
So this is why there's a number of reasons. Your own health is one, but supporting organic farmers is important because it is the opposite, or it is the prevention over this continual accretion of corporate-controlled seed stock.
Well, it's like completing the circle. It's the same as buying recycled paper, right?
Sure.
If you're gonna support recycling, you can't just recycle your own used paper. You got to buy fully recycled paper.
Absolutely.
And fully 100% recycled paper for toilet paper and everything else.
Right.
And a lot of America has been slow to this one.
Well, it's interesting. We're slow to this one. We recognize the market for evil, and we don't often use it for good.
Yeah.
And certainly buying recycled paper is an example, or buying organic food is an example of using that market clout that we have as consumers for good change, instead of just decrying the negative impacts of the market and then complaining.
Exactly.
So it is something we can all do.
You've been involved with this for as long can be. And what makes you hopeful about what you see in the organizing and the continual coming together across the country of organic farmers and organic consumers?
I mean, there's a couple of hopeful things. One of them is there's a great organization that I don't have anything to do with, but people should know about, Seed Savers Exchange. It's a pretty well-known place. They've been saving seed stock for years and years. Seed Savers Exchange at this point, I think there's one other organization about the same size, is one of the very few preservers of heirloom seeds, or preservers of, fruits and vegetables from antiquity.
Is that Seeds of Change?
No. Seeds of Change is a corporation.
Oh, they
They're
are.
an organic corporation, but they are a corporation.
Okay.
Seed Saver Exchange is a great grassroots
Kind of a co-op
collective
situation.
of growers from around the country. Actually, I think it's around the world. They come out with a catalog every year. Once you join Seed Savers Exchange, you kind of commit to non-GMO, open-pollinated, heirloom seeds. You trade with others. It's a great organization. And it's over in good old Iowa.
So, this is my problem. Not my problem. It's your problem as a farmer. How do you keep the wind from blowing GMO seeds onto your land?
It depends on the seed.
Okay.
So some seeds, it's not really much of an issue. Corn, it's a major issue, and I think we all know about it. Corn at this point, we're not able to say with 100% certainty that there is a such thing as non-GMO corn left in the United States.
Isn't that something?
And that has to do with the wind.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, the number of farmers that plant GMO seeds.
How about a crop up here? We could
corn
have
crop?
Yeah, just a corn crop on the ceiling, on the roof of the Heartland. No seeds are going to come from the owl.
Well, this would
a
be
little bit of cinder stuff, maybe, but
you want to be at least a quarter mile away from the nearest corn, so I think we're pretty safe.
Exactly,
there.
that's what I'm thinking.
We'll look into that, Katie.
Okay. Well, I think that what I next want to ask you is, has it thus far been for you what you think it might have been, what you thought it might have been, to have an outlet for organics here at the Heartland? I mean, has it rocked your world in a good way?
I think so. But an exciting change this year was we put in we enhanced our prep kitchen.
Yeah.
And so we now have like a full-on prep kitchen with a nice big sink for processing raw fruits and vegetables, and that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So that's like we're moving towards kind of the grand dream, which is that we're bringing in large volumes of stuff here.
And you
we're
can
able to
produce a
process
lot
it
of volume.
and process it here
Right.
and start selling it in the store and, of course, serving it in the restaurant. And that's really so we made a big step towards that this year, and that's pretty exciting.
I'm not sure if listeners can appreciate that the way I do. Of course they can't, because it's something we pictured for so long, to have a big, beautiful prep kitchen back there
Sure.
to supplement, because let's face it, a lot of people want to eat Heartland food.
Absolutely.
And so they can't just be the people sitting at these tables.
Well, and one of the keys in farming is, the food comes when it's ready. I mean, we don't say,
That's
well,
right.
no, this is not a good week for it. When the tomatoes are coming, they start coming. And
That's
if
right.
anybody who's done backyard tomato growing, they know this, that you put your plants out, you have this dream of kind of a summer long of fresh tomatoes. All of a sudden, they all get ripe at once. And now you've got, in your backyard, you might have 30, 40 pounds of tomatoes. Well, when we get them all ripe at once in a week, we'll pick 2,000 pounds of tomatoes, which is a yikes moment because we have to figure out what to do with 2,000 pounds of tomatoes. Much more fun to process them all than to go running around the city, which we do, peddling tomatoes and trying to sell them to whoever will buy them. So,
I'm going to invite you back for a longer
Okay.
piece to continue our education on organics, and maybe next time also to talk to people about the vegan difference. Because
what I'd like to do is have a talk about the difference between organics and some of these other labels that people throw around very loosely.
That'd be great.
IPM, certified naturally grown. Could get into a little
See,
consumer education stuff.
Yes, we need that.
Okay.
We need that from you,
All right.
Tom Rosenfeld. Thank you
look
so
forward to it.
much for all you do to make the world a better place, and for starting our education here today.
All right. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming in the middle there while we got our guitar up and running. So we're going to take another musical break here with probably, I think it's You're Going Down with Eric Guitar Davis playing, and we're going to talk to his family and friends in a